back to my channel. It is me, Nami, again. Hey guys, my name is Nemi. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on my video. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. I am so happy to have you here. Please do check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos here, different topics, I even have recipes. I have a lot. So please do check out my other videos, and please subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. I am begging you. And to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for everything you do for me, for the love, for the support, for the show of concern, when I'm off for so long. Thank you guys so much for everything. And yeah, today I did not go out though, and I'm not going out, but I just said that I am going to come to you guys, film this video looking a little better than I usually do. I'm pregnant, I'm only pregnant, I did not, I'm not a mad person. So I decided at least I'm going to, if not for anything, put on a nice wig, and this is a nice wig. And earrings, my earring says love. Because I love you guys so much. Anyway, yeah, it seems I'm in very good spirits today because I just keep laughing and everything. But oh well, I usually laugh in my videos, but today is different. I've not asked you guys how you're doing. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How is everything going? I hope things are going so great for you guys, and I pray it will continue to go great for you guys. Even if it's not going as great as you want it to right now, don't worry. God is still working. God has not yet finished with you, and it will get better very soon. Yes. So going to my video, the reason for this video, the reason for the season. The reason for this video, it is actually me talking about being pregnant for the first time and now being pregnant for the second time. Are they the same? Are they different? Trust me when I say they are different. First pregnancy, second pregnancy, they are not the same. First of all, I just want to let you know that each pregnancy comes with its own wahala. Each baby comes with its own trouble. Like, you can see someone having the first pregnancy so peaceful. Like, some don't even find out that they're pregnant until their months gone, and then their next pregnancy will be hell. And you still find people that their first pregnancy is hell and their second pregnancy is much better. It's so peaceful. In my case, my first pregnancy, my second pregnancy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by like both of them are not easy, but there are still some differences. There are a lot of similarities, but there are still some differences, from the first pregnancy and the second pregnancy. So I'm just here to talk about the differences, between the first pregnancy and the second. I mean, there's no way you have two pregnancies that are exactly the same. It is not possible. Like exactly the same. Even if it's not coming from you, it might come from some other person, your surroundings, everything. So yes, that is actually what I'm here to talk about. So the first difference I noticed, from being pregnant the first time and being pregnant the second time is, let me use the word obsessing over the pregnancy. It's not the way you obsess over the first pregnancy that you obsess over the second pregnancy. Let me explain myself. Anyway, when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking from my own experience. I'm talking from my own point of view. You might have different views, but I'm talking about myself right now. So when I was pregnant with my first child, basically, I just moved to the UK. I wasn't working, and I just got pregnant. I was still in the process of actually finding a job, and I just got pregnant and everything went to hell. So I was constantly at home doing nothing. Like, I was at home doing nothing. My husband was working, like he was going to work at that point. They were going to work every morning. He wakes up very early. Sometimes if I even wake up, he has already gone to work, and he comes back in the evening. Sometimes at night when he goes to the gym. So it was just me and that pregnancy. So I was always obsessing. Every day I wake up, I'll take it one day gone. Do you understand? Like I was counting it. It was so crazy. And I dealt with my mom that period. Like I called that woman. Oh God, God bless that woman. That woman suffered for me. I was constantly calling her, like all the time. Every time I would call her because I was bored out of my mind. And I didn't know much places. So going out was actually out of it. My husband kept telling me, go out, go out, go out. But one, it wasn't really fun for me to just go out and be walking around, like going places alone. And then two, I was usually tired. I mean, sometimes I can't even eat. And how will you have the strength if you don't eat? Sorry if you hear Cam crying, because she's actually crying downstairs. She's with her dad. So if you hear it, I'm sorry. Sorry for the noise. So I was always obsessing, like, oh God, when would 9 months pass? Like, when will my due date come? But with this second pregnancy, I am not obsessing as much, in the sense that I don't wake up every day, oh, one day gone, take it one day gone. No, because now I have something occupying me that I'm even begging, please, I want more time for myself. Do you understand? I already have a toddler, I have a child that I have to run around all over the house. I have to run after her. And now as she gets older, she's having like a mind of her own. She knows when she wants to go out, and she's screaming and dragging you to the door and let's go. Like you have to run after her. She's entering every cupboard, every drawer. She's there, so you're like monitoring her all the time. And by the time you know it, by the time you've run after her all day, you're tired. And you won't even remember that you're pregnant. Sometimes, not all the times, you won't remember that you're pregnant sometimes, because you spent your whole day, taking after her, taking care of her, running after her, feeding her, making sure she gets enough sleep, all those things, caring for her basically. And now my husband works from home. Yes, he's working, but we still get to gist, because work is not busy to, like every single minute, every single second. We still get to gist, we still get to play. You understand what I'm saying? Because now he works from home, but then he used to go to work. So it's usually over the phone, and it's not the same. And most times I'm not even in the mood to answer calls. So like, but now it's much better, because now I have a child. And sometimes by the time I take her to the play center, take her to the toddler church, take her here, take her there. I mean, I'm no longer bored. I now have something occupying me. So that's one difference between my two, the first pregnancy and the second pregnancy. And I believe it will be same for everybody, because when you're pregnant the first time, you don't have someone you're actually running after. But by the time you're pregnant for the second time, you have someone you're running after, and you don't get to track the pregnancy, every single second, every single day you're tracking the pregnancy. So that is one of the difference between the first pregnancy and the second pregnancy. So in my case, when it comes to symptoms, they are kind of similar, in the sense that I had severe morning sickness with Cam, and I had severe morning sickness with this baby now. But it was slight. It was a little bit different, because with this baby it was longer than it was with Cam. When it was with Cam, I mean, before I got to 12 weeks, I think it has already subsided like so well. I could eat better and all that. But with this one, even as at 20 weeks, I was still throwing up. When I say throwing up, there's this throwing up that pregnant women usually do every morning when you're brushing your teeth. Like, I was reading something online, and someone was like, no, I must throw up when I'm brushing my teeth. I will not start. Did I as well started? Yeah, that's not the throwing up I'm actually talking about. The one I'm talking about is when you eat and you throw up. Like, hey, with this pregnancy, every single thing I eat leads to throwing up. There was a time that I threw up every night. Every single night, I must throw up. Like, once I eat something, I'll just throw up. It wasn't actually funny. Even when I went to my sister-in-law's house for the holiday, the one that pained me was the day that she made abacha for me. And I finished eating this abacha. Immediately I finished eating this abacha. No. It was God, I was trying. I tried my possible best. But no, I couldn't. I just went and I threw everything up. It wasn't fun. That throwing up phase in pregnancy is not fun. I had it with Cam Cam and I had it with this baby now. But the difference is that with Cam Cam, it was shorter. But with this one, it was longer. So it was up to 20 weeks. And but with Cam Cam, okay, let me not say before, by 12 weeks, everything was a thing of the past. And I could now eat freely and all that. So another difference I experienced in my pregnancy with Cam Cam and my pregnancy with this baby right now is in my cravings, in what I want to eat. When I was pregnant with Cam Cam, believe me, I was just eating banga stew, ofaku. Like I could eat rice. Then my eating pattern was like morning tea, afternoon rice and banga stew, rice and ofaku, night rice and ofaku. That was like my eating pattern. It was crazy then. That was all she wanted to eat. That was all she made me eat, basically. And I wasn't friends with water at all. I can't. The only time I used to drink water then was when I'm eating. Like after eating, I'll just drink water. That would be it till I eat again. But with this pregnancy, I find out that I'm able to eat so many other things. I'm able to eat fruits, which I didn't even try it with Cam Cam. As in I couldn't eat fruits with Cam Cam. I couldn't stand fruits. But I'm able to eat fruits with this baby. I'm able to drink water. That is the best. See, water is life. So now I'm able to drink water. Like I could just go now, take water, drink. But I wouldn't try with Cam Cam. I'll throw up. But now I could drink water and I can eat basically anything. I can eat fried rice. I can eat jollof rice. I can eat rice and stew. Funny enough, I've not really had that ofaku with this pregnancy. I ate it at the very beginning, but at some point I got bored of it. But I can eat basically anything now with this pregnancy, but with Cam Cam, no. And Cam Cam wasn't really when I was pregnant with her, I wasn't really eating, no. And she came out and she became a very picky eater. She wasn't big on food. Like it was bad. She wasn't big on food, breast milk or formula. When she was weaned, solids and all that, she wasn't big on food. But now she's a huge foodie. But with this baby, I tend to eat. I find myself hungry. I don't overeat, no, and I don't have weird cravings. That's one similarity between the two. I don't have weird cravings like, oh, I must eat this thing. No, I don't have such cravings. Well, with this one, sometimes I do crave chicken and chips, but it's not like if I don't eat it, something will spoil. No, I could just crave it, and if it's a time that I can't really get it, then I'll just let it be until the next time when I can get it. But at some point, I became tired of it. I couldn't stand the chicken and chips anymore. So similarities, differences. They're similar in some ways and they are different in a lot of ways as well. So like I've talked about, obsessing over the pregnancy with the first one and obsessing less. Yes, I still count down, weeks to when I will give birth, but because I really want to. I want to get down from this high, I want to get down and have myself and be able to lie on my back, on my stomach, and not just your side. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, so it's not like it's not as bad as it was when I was just pregnant with Cam Cam. Now, another point I want to raise is, You don't receive the same care that you received during your first pregnancy, with the second pregnancy, at least here in the UK. Because I remember with Cam Cam, I was meeting my midwife, like, let's say every 4 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But with this one, when I went, the last time I met my midwife was when I was 16 weeks pregnant. Actually, 15 weeks pregnant. Because somehow, you know how you calculate pregnancy from the first day of your last period. That's how you calculate it. But by the time I now went for scan, my first scan, the dating scan, I was told that my baby was 1 week younger. Yeah, so she had already booked me in for 16 weeks on so day, but at that point the scan was saying I was 15 weeks. Do you understand? So basically I had my last what's it called, meeting with my midwife on, when I was 15 weeks pregnant. Until now, 20 something weeks, I still haven't met her. So when she was now giving me another, the date for the next appointment, when you go for this appointment, they'll give you the date for the next appointment. I was like, why that far? Like, the duration of time in between is so long. She was like, oh, this is your second pregnancy. You don't get, as much visits, meetings, and appointments as you did when you were pregnant for the first time. So that's another major difference. I'm not getting the same, let me say, attention I got when I was pregnant with Cam Cam, because that's your first time mom, or your first time being pregnant. I mean, you're monitored more closely than you are when you're pregnant for the second time, because they assume, oh, you've experienced it now, in as much as they still tell you if there's a problem, you can go to the A&E, or you can go to Tambuti ward and all that. But then it was, I had frequent, more visits with my midwife, more appointments with my midwife than I have now. So I'm not receiving the same amount of care I did with Cam Cam when I was pregnant with Cam Cam. And I'm not receiving the same amount now, because they're like, oh, it's your second pregnancy. And I believe it will still reduce by the third pregnancy, because they'll be like, oh, you've had 2 experiences already, come on. So I don't know if it's the same everywhere, but that is actually how it is here. For your first pregnancy and second pregnancy, you don't receive the same, let me not say care, because if I say care, it will be like they're not caring. The same number of appointments. No. I think after that 16 weeks pregnant, 16 weeks appointment, your next appointment is actually 28 weeks. So you can imagine, after 12 weeks. But usually when you're getting towards the end of your pregnancy, it even becomes every week. Yeah, when I was pregnant, we got to a point, the meetings were like every week, because they have to measure your stomach, listen to the heartbeat, do so many kiniko things, test your urine. But now I was told, after my 16 weeks pregnant, let's keep saying pregnancy, after my 16 weeks appointment, that the next time they are going to see me is 28 weeks. I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah, that's the rule, but that doesn't mean if you have any problem, you can just ring me up, or tell me and I will tell you what to do. Or you can always ring up Tambuti ward. Tambuti ward is basically where you go for, when you feel like your baby isn't moving as usual, or you have any complaint or whatever, you go to the Tambuti ward. If you're still between week 1 and week 16, you go to the early pregnancy unit, I think. Yeah. So you can also go to A&E, but A&E is frustrating because of the amount of time you have to wait. I've been to the A&E twice with this pregnancy, and it wasn't funny because each one I was getting back to my house 1 a.m., 12 a.m., 8 a.m. Like, it wasn't funny. And this is something you went to, let's say, around 6, and there's so much people there, and I don't even know. It's like the doctors are nonchalant there. But I'm not here to talk about A&E experience. I'm here to talk about the differences in first pregnancy and second pregnancy. So you don't get as much appointments, as much meetings with your midwife Well, I think I've exhausted all my topics. Not all my topics, all my points. And yeah, the video is already long enough. So I'm just going to end it here. Pregnancy is a wonderful time, it's a wonderful feeling. Being pregnant is actually a wonderful feeling. Even with all the chemical throwing up, the back pains, the waist pain, the everything. Ah, you still enjoy it. I mean, with this pregnancy now, another difference between my first pregnancy and my second pregnancy is, I don't know why, but from the first time, the first day, from the early stage of pregnancy, my pelvic region has been on fire. Like, it feels like someone actually dropped block there. And sometimes I'll wake up and I won't be able to walk. I mean, I don't mean now that the baby has grown a little and is exerting much, all the weight on that area. I mean, even when the baby was still teeny tiny, my pelvic region was like on fire. I complained to my midwife. She was like, yes, it happens during pregnancy. It doesn't have to be in later stage. Sometimes it happens at the beginning stage, but it didn't happen to me with CamCam. Even when I was 39 weeks pregnant, I didn't have that pelvic floor, that pelvic region pain. But with this one, from the first time, like from the early stages, it started and it's still there. I remember when I went for my last scan, my 20-week scan, and the baby didn't turn. The baby refused to turn because they can be stubborn sometimes. The baby refused to turn so that they would see everything. So they had to book me in for 1 week later to let them know if the baby would decide to turn. And when I went in for the next appointment 1 week later, the baby still refused to turn, to turn so that they will see the front. So when they are they will shake you every day, tell you to stand up, jump up. I was jumping just to make the baby move. So at some point I was like, should I go pee? Because sometimes when you pee, the baby would change position. And I was like, should I go pee? She was like, your bladder is empty. I was like, how can you tell me my bladder is empty? I am pressed. She was like, there is no urine in your bladder, but your baby's head is actually on your bladder. I was like, oh, that explains it, because sometimes I pee 1 million times a day. Because like I could literally just pee now, and the next 5 minutes I'm pressed again. There was a day I keep using that day as a reference because I got up, I went to the kitchen to make something, let's say by 8:35, for instance. Between 8:35 and 9 o'clock, I peed 4 times. I didn't drink water. So the woman was like, your bladder is empty. I was like, no, I am so pressed. Like, I can't even wait for you to finish this scan so I could just go pee. She was like, yes, it's because your baby's head is on your bladder. So I didn't have that problem with CamCam. No, she wasn't pressing on my pelvic region, down there. But this one is pressing down there, and it's very painful. But anyway, yeah, I've talked a lot. So, when you're talking, time goes by, you don't even know that time is flying. It's people that are listening to you that would actually feel it. So yeah, that is it, guys. Those are the differences and the similarities between my first pregnancy and my second pregnancy. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I'm just going to end this video here. I'm going to say bye to you guys. And please do check out my other videos. I have a lot of videos for you to check out. A lot for you to learn, from food to hair to enjoyment. Uringo. Well, yeah, and once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And with that, I am going to say, see you guys in my next video. Bye!